Hello everybody, how are you doing? Nairobi teacher here with another reaction video. So if you're tuning in for a reaction video, then this is the right place, and I appreciate you taking the time to come and watch my videos back to back. I really do not take that for granted. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. Nice to have you. Please consider hitting that like button. Liking the video really helps a lot, and that is why we keep on insisting on requesting people to like the video. And please do not skip the ads also, because that is what motivates us to keep on creating every single day. Otherwise, feel free, leave your comment, leave your opinion. If you leave a respectful opinion, we will definitely engage. And yes, let's now get started. Okay, I want to talk about several issues, but first I will start with the issue that has kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm trying to understand, but maybe some of you will help me to understand, because you see, both you and I, we do the same thing. We react on videos. The only difference is I react on a video with a video, and you react on a video with a comment. That is the difference. Otherwise, yes, so I have watched a video of Gintu, and it has really revealed a lot of some hidden things that were not being disclosed to the public. The real meaning now, and also the real reason why Davy Jr. has been hovering around the dancing grandma has been exposed by Gintu. Yes, okay, I know some people will be saying, okay, why is Gintu going to dig these things out, things that do not even concern us and things like that. But yes, once they present themselves in public, definitely those things do concern us. So the dancing grandma apparently is also a Matiko relative. She is actually Matiko's grandma. That is the hidden truth that we've never been told by anybody, including Davy Jr., who has constantly been milking this family for content. Now, there was a reason why Davy Jr. was still hovering around Matiko's and all that. You even saw when Matiko decided to switch allegiance into somebody who is not misusing him, Davy Jr. got really upset. He's never been upset like that before. He went there with a camera to Matiko's mother, almost crying, insisting, what have I ever done to this family to deserve this and things like that. All I've ever done is to help you. All of that was because he felt so bad because Matiko was going into Gintu's hand. Now, the twist of this tale is that, or rather what people did not realize, is Davy Jr. had a backup plan. While Davy Jr. was busy sweet-talking the Matiko's family, Matiko's father, Matiko's mother, and also Matiko himself, while he allowed Matiko to engage himself in the drunkenness nature, he knew exactly what he was doing, because the target was the land. And yes, we will still insist, the target was the land. Now, when Matiko got out of the picture of Davy Jr., he had a second plan, and the second plan was the dancing grandma. She was the second target, where Davy Jr. knew is going to strike a bargain. Now, this story is going to be so twisted, so I hope you will bear with me to get all this twisting, because it's really twisting. I'm telling you, it's really a very twisting story. Okay, I just discovered that myself also, that it's very twisting. When Davy Jr.'s plan failed on Matiko, he had already initiated contact with the dancing grandma, and he had already started giving dancing grandma some money here and there. And that is when his plan with Matiko failed miserably, he couldn't get any more land from them, he now went full in to the dancing grandma, because the land that belongs to Davy Jr. is closer to dancing grandma and definitely closer to the Maticos, because Maticos and the dancing grandma is the grandma of Matico. And the land, now this is where the land part comes in. Now this is why I'm telling you to pay attention. The land that the dancing grandma is living in is the ancestral land of the Maticos. Okay, is that point clear up to where I have put it? That ancestral land belongs to the Maticos. So technically, that guy that is called Muita does not or cannot claim ownership of any land there, because he has been married. The grandma is like keeping him. Yeah, I know it's very twisty. The story is very twisty. I know, as I explained, it's looking very, very complicated, and yes, it is complicated. It's a very complicated issue. Now, all this has been brought to attention by Gintu, because there is a plan by Davy Jr. to grab that grandma's land, whatever means necessary. How? Davy Jr., remember, Davy Jr. has always been this person of, I am against domestic violence. I am against domestic violence. But when it happened between Muita and the dancing grandma, Davy Jr. was there giggling and laughing, very insensitive, of course, because this guy is a man. Okay, that is what I thought initially, that Davy Jr. is behaving this way because people do laugh at a man when a man is being abused, because a man will not come out and speak and say, okay, I'm being abused, A, B, C, D. A man will just keep quiet. And a man does not come out because they are afraid they'll be laughed at and things like that. That is why most men keep quiet. So that was my assumption. But now, the real reason why Davy Jr. in fact worked so hard to bring that marriage together was because he has been having eyes on that piece of property. And that is why Davy Jr. is trying so hard to make sure that dancing grandma and Muita are getting married. And the reason why he wants them to get married is because if they get married, now Muita will have a legitimate claim to dancing grandma's property. You understand? Now, I want you to, before I go any further, I want you to think about this. Dancing grandma is not an alcoholic. Muita, on the other hand, is an alcoholic. Legally, Muita and dancing grandma, they are not married because dancing grandma took Muita in to the land where she got married in, which is to the grandfather of Matico. The dancing grandma got married to the grandfather of Matico. She is the first wife, and Matico's other grandma is the second wife. So technically, dancing grandma is Matico's grandma. Dancing grandma's property belongs to the father, or rather the grandfather of Matico the drunkard. And Matico's father is also another drunkard. But because of how subscribers and other YouTubers in the villages, and the villagers, some villagers, not all villagers, were concerned about how Davy Jr. was treating the Maticos and how he was exploiting them, they intervened and Davy Jr. was cut off. And for that reason, that is why he looked for an alternative, which is dancing grandma. Now, for him to be able to manipulate dancing grandma properly, he cannot do it because dancing grandma is not an alcoholic. So it's very hard to take dancing grandma's property. Let that sink in. Now, after Davy Jr. discovered it's very hard for him to acquire property that belongs to dancing grandma, that is where Mwita comes in. Mwita, the one that was being abused physically by the dancing grandma, comes in, because Mwita is a drunkard, therefore easily manipulated. That is somebody that you just twist their brain as much as you want, because of course people who are drinking alcohol, they are definitely not in their senses, and more so, not all of them. We have people who drink alcohol, and then we have alcohol addicts. Now, in this scenario, it is the latter. These are alcoholic addicts. So Davy Jr. saw an opportunity and he's decided to grab it, and that is why he was not even quick or easy, or in fact he did not even condemn what Mwita did, or what was being done to Mwita, rather what was being done to Mwita by the dancing grandma. He never came out to condemn that incident. In fact, he definitely kept quiet and worked behind the camera to bring these two people back together, something that he did not do to Murimi, neither did he do it to Matiko. For Matiko and for Murimi, he was quick to come out and say, this person is an abuser. In fact, I'm going to rescue their wives. And that is exactly what he did. He did not rescue Mwita, because Mwita is playing a game, a long time game for Davy Jr.'s team. How? Davy Jr. wants this dancing grandma legally, you see, legally gets married to Mwita. I know a lot of people have different speculation. Some people are saying the dancing grandma wants to get rid of Mwita once the house has been completed. Yes, that I do not say that cannot happen. That can also happen, and maybe that is what dancing grandma is waiting for. Once the house is complete, he gets kicked out. But Davy Jr. is not going to allow that to happen, because Davy Jr. needs Mwita to take charge of that family. Once the paperwork has been signed, he is also going to have claim to that property, unless the original family members of Matiko, that is Matiko's father and the other son, come in and say, no, we are not going to allow this man to take property that belongs to our father. You know, that can definitely happen. Here it is not in Europe. We are in Africa, and people do things Africanized way, or whatever, African way. So you will find, maybe if they can stop drinking alcohol, they can stop Mwita from legally taking over the property of dancing grandma. Where does Davy Jr. come in? Davy Jr. is coming in this sense. If he manages to convince dancing grandma to legally wed, of which we've seen he has already initiated the process, if he legally gets married to dancing grandma, he can have a say to the property as the husband of dancing grandma. Therefore, can be easily manipulated by Davy Jr. to sell some part of the property to him. So, while people think that Davy Jr. is dumb and stupid, this small boy is very, very manipulative and calculative than any of the siblings. You see, people like Marwa are using force and money and police and all that. Davy Jr. is using everything. Davy Jr. is using the police, he's using force, he's using money to intimidate, and he is also using tricks. Tricks that can only be understood by somebody who is very, very sharp. And Gintu has exposed that trick that is going to be done there. Now, for you to get the family dynamics of dancing grandma, I want to play this video of Gintu. Bear with me because I'll play it for almost 3 minutes so that you get to understand what I am.
So the dance, what, vijana? No way. Oh, so guys, to the other house of the dancing mom, there were four sons. Kuna msichana. There are some of the daughters. So when it comes to the local culture and the norms, when Mr. Watifo married there and left that wife there, whoever will be supporting that wife, nobody want to know. If he could need to occupy that house, he could take it because he's the one who brought the dancing mom to that home. And the way of bringing the person to that home is to bear children, and those children we need are boys. Mostly the precious things we need are boys to take over and talk about a continuation of the ancestral of the big house to that area. And the small house, it has the boys, which is Mr. Wonderful and Chachari Hawk, who are there to make sure that we're going to be continuing the smaller house legacy. We are at the point. Sasa, kama saa hii, unajua kwamba Davy anasema anataka apatiane ng'ombe, anataka anunulie Mwita ng'ombe apatiane. Guys, I'm talking about I saw Davy talking about he's gonna be buying cows to give Mwita, so as Mwita can remove as a dowry. And Mwita is just a person who is there. He is welcomed to stay and sustain the sustainabilities of that home. Whereby Mwita alikuja akona mtoto hapa. Maja. So he has one child who is a lady. So and to the real fact, kama huyo mwanamke ameolewa hapo, if a wife is married in such kind of the house, talk about nyumba mboke, I don't know how you can call it in English, nyumba mboke, it means like she's married there with the brothers too, or like if that home could have a son who will be a brother to Mr. Watifo, he could marry. So that marriage is like now how Mr. Watifo took it as a son of there and married the dancing mom. So if it could be like now, that dancing mom now, the husband has died. Let us take as an example. You find like Percy, the husband died. And you get somebody who wants to occupy Percy's home and talk about Percy has to continue with the life. Nobody is bothered about whoever will be just going there. So you find like now Percy selectors like now Matiko is the one to occupy that house. An example. So do you mean like now Matiko gonna be talking about I want to give the dowry again because you are living to the same house of Percy? Do you think it's
okay? So there is a lot of explanation that has gone in there, and well, what I'm getting here is that now, if dancing grandma gets married with Mwita, so literally Davy Jr.'s cow will be taken by Matiko's father, because that place where dancing grandma lives belongs to Matiko's father. Not Matiko's father, but Matiko's grandparent. And now the people that are now safeguarding the family lineage is Matiko's dad and the brother. They're the ones that are now safeguarding the family lineage. So this thing is getting complicated and twisting. So imagine this. If Davy Jr. gives out that dowry, the dowry will go to Matiko. Matiko's dad. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. You know, under normal circumstances, or what I know culturally, this is what is happening here. If dancing grandma wants that dowry to go to his family, You understand? If she wants the family, the dowry of Muita to go to her family, she has to leave that matrimonial home of Matiko's because she is a widower there. You understand? She is a widower there. And if she wants to get married again, actually I think then the Korean culture, I think it's even way better, because in our culture, if she wants to get married, she can get married, but not at that matrimonial, that home of the husband. She has to leave and go where Muita will take her. Muita has to look for a place where she can go and they can live together forever, happily ever after. But if she's going to stay in that compound, whatever dowry is going to be given, it's going to be given to Matiko's family, but not the dancing grandma's family, because the dancing grandma's family, they were already given dowry by Matiko's grandfather. You understand how this thing is twisted? You need to really pay attention for you to be able to get this twisting saga. I think it's a saga. This one is a saga, okay? This one is a real saga. So, let's get to listen to this.
When they are talking about they're going to be buying cows, sasa kama no koboro sawa, he's talking about if the cows gonna be bought, so as Muita can get the dowry to the home of Boki. It means like the person who gave the cows will be returned the cows, which is Mr. Watifo. And if you do that one, so do a man occupy the lady's home, or it's a man to take the lady to his home? Ni mwanamke anaoa ama ni mwanaume anaoa? Kwa sababu kama sasa ni hivyo, maanisha Muita sasa atachukua mwanamke arudi na yeye ama mwanaume anaolewa? Si mwanaume anaolewa hapo. So it's a man who want to be married there. So they want to marry a man, not a lady. So it seems like the dancing mom gonna be marrying a gentleman, which is possible to this kind of the aptitude of now. But now the problem is, sasa akishapatiana hizo ng'ombe, kwa example, sasa atakuwa amemiliki kila kitu kwa hiyo plot ama so umesema ni biashara. So the mom is talking about there's a business that is roaming. And to the real fact is there's nothing like that one whenever it comes to the cultural and the norms. You know, some petty boys who are just stupid outside here, they think about things of the culture, they can put them the way they need because of money. One thing is you have never seen a class, how it comes to so it seems like now you have seen Mr. Waterfall, the whole family, they put down and they selected Mr. Waterfall to bring the wife there, to bear the children and make sure that these children are going to be taking the position of the bigger home. And now you come out and talk about you're going to be returning the dowry, so as this kind of a man who is living there by now can occupy the home and take over the plot, so as he can buy. And you can see where that house was built, very near to the plot he has bought from them. So you can come to conclusively understand what is the game going to be played here. There's nothing like cows to be bought so as they can just be returned to the home. Because if it comes to the real conscience of understanding the nature and the taboos of the tradition, he can be gained like something else. Because you are intruding, you are traversing, you are making things to be awkward.
The real thing is, it's a sham marriage. It's not like it's a real marriage. It's a sham marriage because Davy Jr. wants to use that blanket of marriage to, of course, be able to manipulate Muita, so that Muita, because if Muita gets drunk, Muita will sell the property. Now, it's a good thing that we have people who are sharp in Nyabuhanse and they can identify a scheme right on its tracks. We will definitely be following that story and see where it leads. Now, moving on to another different story. Again, another dwindled relationship, or another relationship that is going cuckoo or crazy. This relationship now is Bushman Dude. Bushman Dude has finally said, or rather explained to people what happened, or rather what happened between him and the wife. And he's given a note that was left by the wife while she went away. Though for me, I found that explanation to be a little bit vague, like it was vague for me. I think right now, I won't even bother playing that. In fact, I won't even spend more than 5 minutes talking about that. It's basically 3 minutes. What I'm trying to get here is that Bushman Dude is so desperate for content, like I said earlier. He's so desperate for content, he'll do anything to get content. Now, because on his previous videos that he's been doing a lot of drama, people were asking him, where is your wife? Where has your wife gone? Is your wife coming back? Can you tell us about your wife? Because he had remained very, very silent about the situation. But now, after he got a lot of attention due to the drama that he was bringing, some questions did address about him not being able to come clear about what happened to Baes. So this guy decided to come up with a story and say that, okay, now let me address this once and for all. What happened between me and my wife? She left a note. This is her last message. Baes 4 left. And then he of course went further and read the note to people, of which for me personally, I don't even believe that that note was actually left by Baes. I believe it is just one of his dramatic ways of finding content. That is what he's been doing, looking for drama so that he can give people content. You see, and that is why I keep on telling Nyabohanse YouTubers, yeah? Especially those that have built their life or they have built their channels when it relies so much on drama. The problem is, if you do not bring drama, people stop watching. And they have been bringing these dramas until now. Their audience are addicted to drama in a way that they can no longer watch these channels if your drama is not more entertaining enough than the other person. That is why you find they are competing in bringing drama. This person brings drama, this one goes and look for drama. Others are even going to an extent of paying actors so that they can be able to manufacture drama. You understand? It is all because they have created that environment of the most dramatic channels sells a lot. So they are all relying on drama. Nobody is relying on their authentic content to thrive if it's not drama. There is also another issue that I wanted to address. I saw a video somewhere, and to be honest, that video kinda really broke my heart. Actually, of all these so-called Nyabohanse YouTubers here and there who do whatever nonsense, they do things for camera. Most of them actually do things for camera. But Maja is genuine. You see, other than just being a butilika, Maja is kind, and he's not just kind to people on camera. He is actually kind in person, like really kind in person. And so are his parents. I'm telling this because this is an experience that I have had with him. Okay, what is breaking my heart is seeing Maja out there crying for help, and none of these so-called friends that he stick his reputation for, none of them has addressed the issue, has talked about it. All they do is they leave him a comment You understand? What they do is they leave him a comment and say, God will see you through. God is there for, we are praying for you. These are content creators from Nyabohanse who can actually help this guy, not because they have enough. You see, this is where people get it wrong. It is just like the Jamaican issue. When we talk about helping Jamaica, we are not saying that, okay, whatever money you have, give them. We understand you are a creator, you are maybe trying to survive and you are struggling also on your part, but you have an audience and some of them can feel empathetic through the situation and decide to give and decide to help. You understand? But these so-called YouTubers in Nyabohanse, the most hypocritical of them all, the so-called Nasto, the so-called Mayugno, the so-called, I don't know, Priska Sagati and nonsense. These people are so hypocritical that the Davy Juniors and the likes, they would rather beg money to go and sponsor an alcoholic than help Maja's sister. You see, the issue of Maja's sister has not started today. It started way back. And I remember even when it started, I also addressed that issue. I talked about it and I asked Marwa himself, why isn't he helping Maja's sister, who is very close to him, like here and here? But he's very quick to go and start saying, okay, I have created a cancer group where we are helping people with cancer. Cancer group, my foot, when you cannot even help your own neighbor who has cancer. And guys, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's those subscribers, they feel like Maja is one of those families that are well off and therefore they do not need any help from them and things like that. But the truth is, nobody can be prepared well enough for disease. You see, these are some things that nobody, no matter how rich you are, you can never be prepared for. It can drain people from being rich to being the poorest people alive. Now, why am I addressing this situation? I am addressing this situation because maybe, let me play this video, guys, first. Let me just play the video and then you see, and then you get to see how hypocritical those people that Maja is calling friends are. All they do is send prayers, but when they need, they will ask for money, not prayers. But what they are doing for Maja is, we are saying, Maja, don't worry, your sister is sick, she's suffering from cancer. No problem, we will send you prayers. What will prayers help if you're not going to help financially? You can send the prayers and also send financial support alongside with your prayers. If you do not have money to send, you can make the issue to be for, you can just create public awareness. Okay, guys, this is what is happening. Maja is our friend. He's going through this and this and that. If anybody has $1 or $2, please help. But these people will carry bags of cement to go and take to whatever site is being constructed. As long as the Marwa family is involved, they will take whatever bags of cement that they want to take there, so that they can get these shout outs, so that they can be praised by Marwa and the subscribers by showing loyalty and support. But they cannot take $10 to go and support Maja in the situation that Maja is in. Neither are the subscribers telling people, we have seen Maja's situation. Here is $50. Go and help Maja. The sister is suffering from cancer. Let me play this video of Maja.
Had breast cancer. The last time she had the surgery, And also this time round, also she had another surgery of the head, and my mom traveled. I didn't want to put this online, but for now we have to put it because we are really pushed on the wall. So my mom is here. Maybe she can say hi. She just came yesterday morning. She can say hi and explain to us how my sister, that is Pascalia, how she is. Yeah.
And you?
I'm fine.
Yes. Hi guys, how are you? We are blessed, we are here to thank the Lord, our Father, who has been with us all the way. So I came yesterday from Nairobi. I had traveled. My daughter is in Kenyatta Hospital. She had a tumor on the left head here, which was disturbing her. Always she had headache. She had even how is it called?
Like this side was stroke. Yeah.
Yes.
Paralyzed. Yeah.
From here to this leg. She was not able to walk. She was being carried on a wheelchair. But now, after the tumor was removed, she's still at least stabilized a bit, but still in hospital. She'll be, maybe this week, somebody will go back there and check on her again. But we pray God is there for us. She came out of surgery well, and we were happy. So we have a big bill to pay before she's out of the hospital. So whoever is willing can also chip in, so we can pay, we can settle the bill at the Kenyatta Hospital.
Yeah.
So we thank the Lord. I know there are many well-wishers who will want to support us.
Yeah.
Thank you, and God keep on blessing you as we will bless you.
Yeah.
Whoever is preparing, God will bless you abundantly, and you will never lack.
You heard that. The sister is in hospital, and let me tell you something. You see, before somebody comes and, especially people like the status of Maja, before people like that, they come out now publicly pleading for help, it's because they've literally been drained. For those people that do not know Maja's sister, Maja addressed the issue of the sister. I think this is it's gone on almost a year now, when the sister is still recovering from cancer. You understand? So anyway, this is my question to these so-called subscribers of the Majas and the Mayugnos and the Nastos and whatever, and the YouTubers in Nyabohanse. You see, it's very, very ironic when they would rather give somebody money to go and surprise a drunkard. They will give somebody money to go and do what else? Surprise a drunkard, mostly drunkards, surprising drunkards and things like that. And surprising people with cement. Okay? But they cannot help somebody who is in hospital, like Maja's sister. Why? Because at some point, Maja stood up to a bully called Dimwango, and also at some point, Maja told Marwa, bro, you are a bully and you should stop bullying me. You shouldn't have treated me like that. So for that reason, these so-called supportive YouTubers in Nyabohanse, the Brotherhood of Nyabohanse, hypocritical, none of them has spoken about the issue of Maja. Not Nasto, who is nasty, very close to Maja when he needs Maja. But when it comes to an issue like that, he can never come out in public and tell subscribers, hey, my subscribers, please, my friend, my very close friend Maja has this problem. Can you all come together and let's support my brother? None. Mayugno, none. I don't know who those group, the Sagatis, that little hypocritical Marwa's fanatical group. None of them has addressed Maja's issue. He's dying on his own. He's busy asking out for help on his own. Do you know the help that they have sent him? The help that these so-called influential YouTubers in Nyabohanse, the maximum help they have given to Maja is sending messages in the comment section. We are praying for you, Maja. We are praying for your family. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is how hypocritical people are in Nyabohanse. Very, very selfish, hypocritical bunch of... I almost put emotions in there. I just remembered this is a reaction video. So, would it kill them to just, you see, all of those YouTubers in Nyabohanse, would it kill all of them, even if it does not, like now I have addressed this issue, right? People might decide to go and help. Others might say, no, we are not going to help. It's okay. You understand? But the thing is, if Maja was my friend, I would still come out and express it and say about the situation, so that in my group or my cycle of subscribers, if we have those ones who are willing to help, they can go and help. But no, they would rather create drama, enjoy drama, go fund drunkards so that these drunkards can cause drama, than help some genuine causes like that. And ladies and gentlemen, that is Nyabohanse for you. Anyway, yesterday I did a video and it ended abruptly. And a lot of people were like, NT, where have you gone? Okay, the issue why that video ended abrupt, it's because while I was recording, something crazy happened. The camera's battery died, and then the electricity disappeared. So there was no way I could charge the camera and come and tell people bye-bye or anything. So what I did, I just decided to edit that video that I had prepared and upload it the way that it was. So that is why the video ended abruptly. I'm saying this because I have come to an end of this video, and if you feel like you can, if you feel like you can help Maja, you can go ahead and help. If you feel like nah, that is not your cup of tea, it is totally okay. My issue was to react to that because of how those YouTubers in Nyabohanse have handled that situation. They are hypocritical. Anyway, thank you for watching this video up to this point. I really do appreciate your time, and I and T will be seeing you in the next one. Cheers, bye bye. If you haven't liked the video, please consider liking it. Bye bye, and see you in the next one. Cheers.